Hey, CP,
Yes, Mr. Jihad, how are you?
are you still live?
Yeah, thank God we are. What do you want to say
You're
to
live
us?
right now?
Yes, we are.
Hey, CP, can I ask you something?
Sure, go ahead.
How can you prove to me that Christianity is true if your objective is to prove it?
First of all, I should not be worried about proving to you Christianity, because if God is true, he can prove himself to you. So the logic is that you are asking the weak man to prove the strong God to be strong. That's weird, isn't it? What do you think?
Well, look, you make some strong arguments. Okay, so I've watched you for, a few years now,
And you
and you
hate
make
me.
some,
And you
huh?
hate me. And you hate me.
I've been again. I mean, I look. There's no denying the fact that you kind of have a vendetta against Islam and you kind of have a bias towards it and you
Mm.
hate it,
Mm.
but at the same time you make some strong arguments.
How I'm not fair, and I'm making strong argument.
I just said you make some strong
Okay,
arguments, but
okay,
at the
continue.
same time it's
Mm.
quite apparent that you hate Islam.
Mm. Well, for sure, I hate Islam. Islam is disgusting cult. Why not? Is that wrong?
Right, so that's why I'm asking you bring your proof
Mm.
of Christianity. Let me see it.
Okay.
And
First
I'll
of
go
all,
from
let me ask you: do you believe that Christ he is an amazing person who did a lot of miracles? Do you believe in that or not?
yeah, I do.
Okay. So now that's good. So we're starting from zero. We are starting from the point where Jesus, he can do miracles, what nobody can do. Do you agree with that?
I agree with it.
Okay. So as long as Jesus, he can do what nobody can do, that's God, my friend. To make it simple, can Allah do what Jesus can do? If you say yes, you have to prove it.
Well,
Are,
we believe. Well, no,
are you in the
let me
kitchen
just.
or you are in the bathroom? Where are you?
No, neither.
Oh, okay.
Um, um, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that I watched Muhammad Hijab and Bart Ehrman. I watched the whole thing through and
Yeah.
through, and I
Okay.
also watched him and Jordan Peterson through and through.
Okay.
And it just, if you listen to those academic historians, they're going to tell you that Jesus was crucified. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
Mm.
Based off of history. But at
Mm.
the same time, some of them say that, Jesus, was born naturally and he was born with two parents and stuff
Well,
like this.
if this is true, then the Quran is lying anyway.
Right. I'm telling you, you have some good arguments, so we can
Mm.
put that to the side. I'm asking
My
you.
friend, when we say scholars who they are atheists, I mean they are atheists anyways. What do you expect them? They will believe in miraculous birth? No, they are atheists. They don't believe in anything of this. So an atheist is an atheist. So what do you expect an atheist to prove to you is Jesus? But you, in the same time, you will notice you can go right now and search. You will find that atheists now they come to a conclusion that Jesus was having, let's say, an ability to heal by like some kind of he hypnotized the people and he healed them, but it's not because of God, but he have a something special about him. So they could not find something negative about him, and they could not let us say disapprove what he did, because history report all over by people who they aren't Christians.
I couldn't find anything bad about him.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying even the atheists who they are the enemy of Christianity, they at the end they are coming to say, well, he did a lot of things they call it miracle. Yes, he did them, but because he have a special ability of healing, but not it's not from God. But they can't explain to us how you can do that. So atheists, they can say whatever they want. They are atheists anyway. They believe that they are monkeys. So why I want to be worried about somebody he believes is an ape?
Look, it seems like he was crucified, but at the end of the day, how can I be sure that he was resurrected? That's what I'm asking you. I mean, where is the proof of this? And I mean,
You know,
If I go by
why? Okay.
history of what I
Oh,
read and
no,
what I
you
see,
see,
I
for
could
us,
conclude he's crucified. But how
okay,
can I conclude he's resurrected?
because you know those who witness him and he appeared to them, and they, even his disciple, he asked to see his hands. He could not believe it. You know, he said, oh, "I will not believe that he is he's resurrected unless I see his hands and his wounds." So they and his disciples themselves, they were like, "How this happened?" You know, and they question and they examine his hands. So it's not only him appearing to them; they want to see his
So
wounds.
did his hands have holes in them?
Yeah, that's why he put his hand on them. So they were asking, well, if he is the one who is resurrected, well, then he should have the wounds. He should have the spear in his chest. He should have the nails in his feet and his hands. So, and this is why Jesus, he said, God bless those who, you know, who believe but they did not see. They insist to see. So if you go to the first John, he says to you, we saw him, we touch him, we know him. Why? Because there is some agnostic. This is where Muhammad, he come with this idea
Okay, so
that
I'll read about what you're saying, but my other question is how come in Christianity we only have 3 years of his life and we don't have his early years about when Jesus was younger and what he did when he was a kid and if he got or anything like that, or because I know some other stories, some from academic sources, some from Islamic sources, which some of the stories are consistent with history from Islam,
like what?
but such as what Paul did, what Paul did,
What Paul
and
did?
you know what Paul did.
What he did?
He was so I mean you know how Paul in the beginning he persecuted Isa,
Okay.
and he was against him.
Okay.
And then he basically, because Paul was a citizen of both Israel
Hmm.
and Rome,
Okay.
he went to Rome and he started telling them they don't have to follow the original laws of the
Hmm.
Torah.
Okay.
So that's what I understand.
Hmm. Okay, no problem. But you, my
And
friend, Islamic history is a stupid history, and I will tell you why. You just mentioned to me that why we don't have about the childhood of Muhammad, and then I can ask you the
not
same question
Muhammad, not Muhammad.
of Jesus. I can ask you the same thing about where the childhood of Muhammad in the Quran. Where?
Yeah, but we have a lot of descriptions
But
of his
all those
actions.
description is a stupid. Like, you know, the hadith says when Muhammad mother, she gave birth to him, a light came from her vagina. Who in the world want to believe such a garbage? Because how
I
nobody saw it. The
I
light went
think
all
this
the
is
way,
Shia.
the light went all the way to Damascus, and then even his family, they did not see that. Where is this coming from? So the stories about Muhammad, written about Muhammad, they don't make sense, and even Muslims, they most of them, they disagree with them. And then we find that the stories Muhammad, he is copying about Jesus, is from books which we Christian will reject. As an example, Jesus, when he was a child, he created from the mother bird. This is the Quran. But this is stolen from books which is we Christian we reject. But you need to ask yourself why we reject that. Why we reject it? Because there's no proof of those books. It's just a story. So how we can accept
But
it?
wouldn't they have gotten those sources from somewhere when they
It doesn't matter.
like
People, you know, my friend, this is telling you that the Christians were very serious not to accept any story, even this story which about Jesus, he created from the mother bird, you know, and why we will deny that? I mean, that will make us give us more proof of Jesus being God to you, correct?
well,
What that will do damage to me as a Christian? Nothing. That will make Jesus more powerful to prove to you that he is God, because he can create from the mother bird. So we as a Christian, we do not need such a story, which we believe is a fabrication, to make Jesus or to create the creator Jesus. Jesus already, he gave eyes to the
and
one who
what
is blind.
and then there's one
He
more story
created,
I heard I
listen,
wanted
Jihad, he
to
created
your
already,
attention.
he gave eyes to the one who cannot see. He created a new eyes for him. So Jesus already is the creator, and we do not need a story. There's no proof of it. Where Muhammad he got this story from? He did not tell you. Who is the witness for it?
Okay. Well,
He did not tell
well, what
you.
about the story
Who is the name?
where he
Who
was?
is the name of the one who witnessed it? He did not tell you. Who is the names of the disciple of Jesus? He did not tell you. Okay, who is Jesus? He did not tell you. Even his name is Isa. You are an Arab. I am an Arab. You know that not a single Christian called him Isa. Correct?
They call him
Yeshua.
Yeshua.
Yeshua or Yeshua. Yeah. So where is Isa coming from? So everything he brought about this Isa, we don't know where it's coming from. But I know, based on my study, Muhammad is a foolish man. He thought that Maryam, the sister of Aaron, she is the same mother, Maryam, of the mother of Jesus. This is why he says, "Oh, sister of Aaron," and this is why he told the Muslims that
It's the
Mary.
same Aaron.
No, yeah, the same Aaron. No, there's one
I'm
Aaron. There's no
asking
two.
you.
There's no two Aaron. And then this is why Muhammad he claimed that Maryam, the sister of Aaron, she is the mother of Jesus, and she have a father. His name is Umran, but Umran is the father of Aaron. You
Yeah,
know?
that's okay. So I'm giving it to you on that, but at the end of the day, I'm giving it to you on. We'll put the Islamic sources to the side because you have some points, and I'll look at them. But at the end of the day, what I've really been investigating is I just wanted to know who Jesus is outside of the New Testament. That's
Yeah.
all.
Well,
That's all I've been.
at the end of the day, Jihad, you see, I cannot create for you a new book just to convince you. For me, the New Testament is where I learned about Jesus. However, there is a lot of things which nobody can explain about things happening around us today. As an example, Jesus is a person. Let us say he's a figure. People believe in him. And then you will find that the person who believe in Jesus, he changed for good, not for wrong. You believe in Muhammad, you want to do suicide bombing. You believe in
You
Jesus,
know,
you believe in Jesus, you love everybody, even if you were a criminal. So the miracle is, like when the Muslims they say, you're not convert to Islam, it changed my life. Okay, well, you became a terrorist. Now you hate everybody. Now you hate your friends. Now you hate even the Quran says you cannot be loving
you cannot be one.
to your own parents, to your own families, if they oppose Allah.
Right. So I saw that verse, and then I asked some of my fellow Muslims about it,
Yeah.
and they said that this is just in the wartime.
What war? Those are
They said
family.
that they said that if they are not driving you from your home, they are not attacking you.
What does
You
have to
don't
do,
have to.
my friend? What attacking
But
you? Okay, hold on.
bec- because
When
Abu Bakr and his son were in opposing armies, and
okay, just hold on. Just to show you that this is absolutely a lie.
go to
We
history.
Christians, we did not kick you out from your land, did we?
Well, no, not in the Arabian Peninsula, no.
So where Muhammad was in the Arabian Peninsula. So why he said go and kill the Christians and force them to pay the jizya? Here we go. We never opposed you by
But
killing
those
you.
those were not the Christians of the Arabian. Those were the ones in Syria when they went to Syria.
My friend, even Muhammad is the one who sent the letter to Syria, says convert or I will kill you. So it's not them who oppose you, and it's not them who send you a letter says convert or else, and it's not them who come to your land. It's you who came to their land. So look what you are doing, Jihad. Your name is Jihad. So I'm going to do jihad on the Christians if they don't believe in Allah. Chapter 9, verse 29 says, fight those who don't believe in Allah in the last days from the Christians. So not because they are fighting you, but because they don't believe in Allah. Correct? The verse explains
Yeah.
itself. Okay, so the Christian, they did not, the Muslim, they say the Jews, they oppose Muhammad, the Jews, they fought Muhammad, I will let it go. The Christians, they give shelter to Muhammad. The Ethiopian, they gave shelter to Muhammad, they protected him. So why you want to kill them? You will find the answer in the same chapter. When Muhammad, he killed all the one who opposed him, he forbid non-Muslims to enter the Kaaba and to enter Mecca. And now the Muslims, they start wondering, if we have nobody coming to the Kaaba except Muslims, and we are still a few in number, how we will make money? Who's going to come and do Hajj, spend money in trade and business? So Muhammad said to them, well, you know what? If you are afraid to be poor, read chapter 9, verse 28. If you are afraid of a poverty or poverty, Allah will
Yeah, I
enrich
see.
you. Allah will enrich you. So what is it? You
From
should
his bounty.
read the verse. Yeah, read the verse again. It says, fight those who don't believe in Allah. So go and take their money. So he fighting the Christians, killing the Christians. It's not because they are fighting Muhammad, because Muhammad is trying to solve a poverty problem. He killed all those who have business, all those who do business. And now what we will do? Go and kill the Christians and take their money. And this is why he's saying, let them pay. You see, not convert until they pay.
I got you, CP. I got you. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. When I look at this objectively, what I see is that, look, you can't sit there and say that the history of the the Middle East was a fun one before Islam. You had the Assyrians, they killed the Chaldeans, they killed, there was so many wars before Islam. And what happens is, one tribe comes in, they kill another, they assimilate, and then, they become one. The only difference with Islam is these things came into the religion. So what people practiced in war, just because it's war, they did it. But Islam came and put all these war practices into the religion. That's the difference.
No, Jihad. You see, I will take advantage that you speak Arabic and you are an Arab. If I say to you, no, attack the Romans so we can get their blonde girls, is that a teaching of religion?
To get blonde girls?
Yeah.
I mean, if I have a brain, it just sounds like, it just sounds like people are chasing dunya or chasing,
Yes.
women. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is what your prophet did. And here we can see the difference between your prophet and Christianity. Jesus, he did not say to us, attack the Roman. They are occupying the land, actually. He did not say, go attack the Romans so we can get a bunch of women. What Muhammad he did, he said to his companion, اغزوا الروم تغنموا بنات الأصفر. Attack the Roman.
البنو الأصفر يعني هذول
attack the Roman. يعني. Exactly. Attack the Romans so we can get the blonde girls. And then a guy, he said to him, oh, don't Muhammad, don't tempt us by attacking the Roman just to get the blonde girls. Muhammad, he called him hypocrite. He is the hypocrite. So when you say to me, well, at that time, the people, they kill each other. Okay, there are people, they are, greedy. This is God now. Supposedly religion is coming to fix the earth, not to make it worse.
Right. So what I'm saying to you is, yeah, people killed each other. There was warfare. All the things that Muslims did, other people did. But the only difference is that all these things are in Islam. Whereas,
is it godly, Jihad? Is it godly?
It doesn't.
Is it godly to say? Is it godly to say attack the Roman, not because they don't believe, not because they are fighting us? Attack them so we can get the blonde girls.
This is the political and the military component of Islam that doesn't really have anything to do with religion. It's more of the military. Exactly.
So
politics.
Muhammad, obviously, he is trying to tempt his men just to go and fight for him. As simple as that. He's satanic. Now, you ask me about Jesus. What is the proof? Well, Jesus.
Yeah, I just want to know about Jesus.
Jesus, he opposed everything Muhammad he do. Jesus, he asked us for forgiveness.
Somebody... But I was taught that Jesus and Muhammad were brothers in faith, and they came with the same message.
No, absolutely. Yeah, this is absolutely false. There's no way. When Muhammad, he make a verse in the Quran saying,
Tawheed, yani.
What Tawheed? Muslim, you don't believe in Tawheed. You know what Tawheed mean? You speak Arabic.
Yeah, that means the oneness of Allah.
No. Okay, I will give you a sentence and then you will see how wrong you are.
Tawheed is bringing things together.
No, hold on. No.
Bringing things together.
Bring things together. So it's not one. Uniting
Making
things.
it one, but
Make it united.
يعني واحد.
No, Tawheed, if it's one, you cannot make Tawheed. If it's one already, it is Wahid. Tawheed is unifying things. You just said, making it one.
Yeah, but Arabic has different يعني على طول.
No,
it means
no.
It could be
Arabic
all the time, or something is very long, or whatever it is.
No. Tawheed means unifying things together, and you are the one who gave me definition. You said making things one, making things. So if you Muslim believe in Tawheed, that means you don't believe in the oneness of God. You believe in unification of God, and this is what Muhammad was teaching you. Actually, you wanna merge gods together. Rabbu Shara, Al Akbar, which is the sun god, and Allah, which is the moon god. So this is why when Muhammad he says Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, the Arab they said to him, well, Muhammad he have one God, supposedly now he have two, Allah and the Rahman. So what Muhammad he said, well, I call him Ar-Rahman, or I call him other name. All beautiful names belong to Allah.
Right. So that was like Allah's attributes: Ar-Rahman, Al-Hakim, Ar-Razzaq.
Okay, just wait. Originally you are from Iraq, right?
No, I'm Palestinian.
Okay. So the Aramaic people, one of the names they use for God is Rahman or Rahimu. You know?
Yeah.
Rahimu. So Muhammad, suddenly he decided he liked this name. Suddenly this name appeared in the Quran. Muhammad, he was a messenger for many years. And then suddenly the name of Ar-Rahman appeared. Where was Ar-Rahman in the beginning of Islam? Why Muhammad did not mention it? If now we see in the Quran, in almost every chapter start with Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahman. But then you need to ask yourself, first time Muhammad he mentioned the word Ar-Rahman, it was in chapter 17, verse 110. That's mean Muhammad he did not mention Ar-Rahman for most of his life. Why this name disappeared? Muhammad he copied, he heard, he received a letter. Go and read the interpretation. He received a letter from Rahman al-Yamama. His name is Rahman. So then he wrote back to Rahman al-Yamama. He says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. They said to him,
okay, I'm just letting you know, I'm not arguing with you, okay? I know that you studied.
Even the names of your God is a theft. Because if this is the name of your God from the beginning, he should say it from the beginning, from the first day he met him, or he sent his messenger to him, like Jibreel. Why this name comes so late? And then when they
don't
get him busted,
believe in Jibreel too?
Jibreel in the Quran is a city Jibreel. Stupid.
Gabriel.
You don't have Gabriel, you have Jibreel. Even the name is wrong. But listen, Jihad. If I say to you that there's an angel come to me and told me read, and I told him I can't read, and then he said to me read again, and I told him I can't read, and each time I say to him that, he squeezed me. Isn't this stupid?
I mean, I have questions in my mind about this kind. Some of this stuff, it seems, I don't know. I get what you're saying. I don't want to fully say stuff, but I understand what you're saying.
Okay, but
I don't want to, my friend, I don't want to, but I understand you. Okay.
So you understand that obviously this is a fraud. Because if an angel,
as I said, I don't want to say
if
stuff,
an angel sent by God he knew that Muhammad he knew how to read or not, correct?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so why Allah say to him read? Iqra is not recite. You remember, this is the first word. Recite is something from your memory. If I say to you recite, it's mean I'm saying to you say something from your memory. So if the word Iqra, some Muslims they try to be smart. They say, oh, he's saying to him recite. Well, why Muhammad would say I can't recite? He can't.
I mean, honestly, I always understood Iqra as read myself.
It is read. It is read. It's not recite. But the Muslim, they try to fix it. They say, oh, he's saying to him, recite. So why Muhammad saying I can't recite?
But as I said, Arabic words can have different meanings.
No. Actually, first of all, this is not an Arabic word. This is an Aramaic word. Coming from qro'o. Qarra wa ra'a. Qarra mean he spoke. Ra'a mean he saw. Qro'o. So, qira'a is not, the Quran is not even Arabic. There's not Arabic. Arabic is a mix of languages. But anyway, are you convinced with me, Jihad, that your prophet is a fraud or not yet?
You know, this is a public platform, so I'm telling you, you have some good points, and
so you are,
that's
you are not going to say because it's a public platform, but in your heart you agree Muhammad is a fraud.
I said you have some valid points.
Yeah, but you agree. Obviously, you are trying to avoid to answer my question because obviously you agree.
If that's the inference you want to make, then fine.
No, I'm not making it. It is what it is. Either you say this is what it is or you say it's not. Do you agree that the story of Muhammad, that the angel is squeezing him, is a lie? Or you believe it's true?
I mean, there's some stuff that I question, sure. But
okay, so it's a lie. So Muhammad is a liar. You agreed. So now, you know, as long you decide to leave Islam, I'm really happy for you. Actually, I'm surprised. Last time you called me names. You were upset from me.
I'm not making any rash decisions right now.
What happened to you? I mean, what happened to you? How many times you called me? And last time, especially last time, you were so angry for me.
Yeah, because sometimes I feel that you have a vendetta against or it comes from a place of hatred.
But my friend, even when you say that, if I have a hatred as you claim, and I don't, because I don't hate you, why I want to hate you? Well, what is personal between me and you? Nothing. If I hate you, I will close my chat right now. I'm speaking here for many hours. I lost my voice. So if I hate you, Jihad. Why I want to speak to you? Why I want to show you the truth? Why I want to tell you, who cares if you convert or not? What I will get from it? Nothing. But I'm really surprised that you are a person who gets so angry from me, especially last time when you called me last time. And actually, I thought I blocked you because you were very rude to me, you know? I thought I blocked you, but I'm surprised you are not. Did you make a new name?
No, same one.
This is the same one?
No,
okay.
I don't think I was rude. I was just telling you about...
No, you were. Yeah, I remember. You were so aggressive in your words. And even I think you use a dirty word with me.
No. I never use dirty words, but sometimes I talk loud, but that's beside the point.
Okay, but I remember that you were very aggressive and I believe I hang up on you, correct?
يمكن حكيت بصوت عالي بس.
I think I hang up on you, correct? Did I hang up on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened now? Why you think that really...
It was something about where's the original, but I said something about where's the original Bible, something like that. I don't remember.
But I'm saying now, what happened to you? Why you were so rejecting too much to what I say, and now you found that many of things I say, I got many good points. What happened?
In some things.
Okay, but if some things are true, I am saying that means Islam is false anyway.
Because it's a struggle. Because at the end of the day, it's like you want your faith to be strong, and you want to believe that you have the truth, and you want to, you want it, and then here comes somebody who says all this stuff that makes your mind go in circles, and it made me angry.
Okay, I understand, but you notice that's you who rejected what I am saying, and you were arguing with me for a long time. For how long you call me now? I mean, how many? A year, 2 years? How long?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so 2 years of calling me and arguing and disagreeing and etc. And now you come to the conclusion that, you know what, there's many things this guy is saying is true.
I'm sure a lot of people came to that conclusion.
Okay, thank you very much. But if this is the conclusion, that means Muhammad is a false then.
Yeah. Well,
and okay, thank you very much. So Muhammad is a false prophet. You just said, yeah, I agree with you. Now let us talk about Jesus. As long as you decide to leave Islam, and I'm happy for you. asked me about Jesus. You said, what is the proof that Jesus is God? Well, what is the proof he's not God?
No, I just said, what is your proof that
You see,
Christianity is
what is
true?
the proof? Christianity is for us is the Messiah. It's not even a book. It's not even a phrase. It is the Messiah himself. The Messiah, he is the walking, talking, living word of God. He is God word, and he is God, for God is the word too. So when we speak about the Messiah, and I ask myself how I can prove to my friend Jihad here that the Messiah is God, the question is why I cannot ask God to show Jihad that he's God. Who can do better job, you think? Christian Prince or God himself? God, he can do that, right?
Yeah, because the whole you see, when I look at things objectively about Islam, I can find fault in it, right? But I can also do the same thing about Christianity,
No, you
such as
cannot.
what,
No, you cannot. You give me the fault. Go ahead.
well, what about the all the, the Gnostic Gospels, for example, and then you had the
My,
Council of
my,
Nicaea,
my,
which I mentioned before.
my friend, the Council of Nicaea is just
They
to conf.
buried the Romans. They came in when they converted to Christianity, and they found all these scriptures in Egypt, and
My
you
friend,
had a different.
The Bibles is written long before that council. Have nothing to do with the council. So when John here write, the council does not exist. When Luke here write, the council does not exist. So this is all is an excuse for the one who have no excuse. Secondly, even the council of Nicaea, when it happened, it was between two groups. Both of them, they believe that Jesus is God. The other one believe that Jesus have a beginning in time, which means God, he got a son in a certain point. The other group says no. The Messiah is a son of God since the beginning of time. There's no time. There's no birth time. So
So nobody at that time believed that he was just a prophet, and they followed him like a
they believe
prophet,
he's the son of God. No, you know, whoever
and
says
that
that
he
to you,
came as a messenger.
no, they believe he is son of God. They believe he's God, and actually they were more, let us say, more aggressive in the belief to the point that this God, like, you see, this is why I say to you that if you go to First John, the book of John, First John, the letters of John, you will see that he says, we touch him, we saw him, we hold him, we know him. Why? Because there's some that those are agnostic, they start saying that God, when he come to us in the Messiah, he did not come with real human body like us. He's God. So those people, they believe in him as God. But they are so much against the idea of God coming in the flesh of a normal person because there's no way Jesus is like everybody. That's why John he was saying, we hold him, we touch him, we saw him, we know him, we witness him. He's real. His flesh is real. So it was a response for those who start saying those things. But at the end of the day, all of them, they agree that Jesus is God. And actually, the other side is more aggressive in the belief from us, to the point they don't want to believe that Jesus, the true flesh of Jesus, was on the cross. They say, this is why Muhammad he got his idea that his God, he made them, have a flesh, look like Jesus in the cross. So this group of people, Muhammad, he adopted a story, which is very weird.
So where did the story come from?
Nothing, just because they are being fanatic of believing in God. God, he should be always. I mean, there's no way God will let them take him to the cross. So he must. So they believe he was on the cross, but they believe it was a flesh of God gift to them. Like he did them crucify a flesh, but he is not there. This is what they believe. So they believe Christ was crucified, but they believe that this is the flesh, which is God is not in that flesh. And this is where
Okay.
Muhammad he come with such a such a false teaching. This is why we Christian we rejected them. So those people did not believe that Jesus is not God. They believe that he's God. So
Oh, so they believe he's God, but they believe that the one who was crucified was a flesh.
was a
The ones
flesh,
who
and they,
oppose. The
because
ones who
God is
oppose.
so holy, so they have, let us say, they have a higher standard in their understanding of God. That God, there's no way he have a flesh like us, human like us.
And then that was just a small group of people that said that, and then the council came just to clear it up, is what you're saying?
Well, a smaller group or bigger group, obviously they are demolished. Why? Because the majority of the Christian did not agree with them, and obviously they are wrong. This is why in Nicaea or
So none
Nicaea,
of the
my friend,
so none of
maybe
them
maybe
were
you don't
killed.
understand what happened in Nicaea. It's not like they bring them and they kill them. They have a debate. It was a debate. So those group who believe in this and those group who believe in that, both of them they believe that Jesus is God. They come to a debate, and the one who wanted to prove that he is what they think, they lost. It's not like they killed them. It's not like the king, he brought them, he says, hey, if you don't believe in this, we are going to kill you. It was a debate, my friend.
Okay, so if there's contradictions in the Quran, which maybe there is there no contradictions in the Bible either, where somebody can question? Okay,
You
it
know,
says this here.
always there is a contradiction when we have ignorance. As an example, I can say, a person,
Son of David or son of
he
Joseph,
can
this
say,
kind of
well, in
stuff.
one verse in the Bible it says he have his house have 15 rooms, and the other verse it says he have 20 rooms. Which one of them is correct? Well, the guy is
Yeah, but
building his.
you'll do something like that with Islam, something small
No,
like
no,
that. So I have
no,
to be
no.
fair.
You see, first of all, contradiction, it have to be about word of God. God, he said, God, he opposed himself. The Bible is a book of books. It's not just a book. And this book contain
And you don't
history.
believe that it's the direct revelation, like direct words. That's not what you
My friend,
guys believe.
it's very silly. It's very silly to believe that everything written in the book is God talking. Why? Because the book says Satan is talking too. As an example, when I ask you as a Muslim, and now you are not a Muslim anymore, thank God. When I ask you,
I never
who,
said yes or no.
you said that already. You agree that Muhammad is
I'm
false.
just I'm
Okay, okay, no problem. Listen,
my
when
friend. You can't don't push this right now. This is not
okay,
the
no
time
problem.
for
No,
that.
okay,
I'm just saying you have good points.
jihad.
Please, this is
Okay,
not fair.
jihad.
It's not
If
fair to do that.
if I ask you, is the Quran is the word of God? What you will say?
What I will say is that there's some questions.
No. Let us say, okay, question. Forget about this. But according to Islam, the Quran is every word there is a word of God, correct?
In Islam, every
Yeah.
word in the Quran
No.
is from Allah.
Okay. But then we go in the Quran, we find that the ant is making Quran.
The ant,
Ant.
Namel.
Yeah. There's a chapter in the Quran, it's called the chapter of the ants. Why? Because ants are talking and they are making Quran. So how Muslim they say every word in the Quran from Allah, and then we find the ant making Quran. Read with
Is
me.
that right?
Read with me, my friend. I know that it's funny. And when he arrived to the valley of the ants, which is Suleiman, one of the ants, she said, well, enter your habitation, otherwise Suleiman will crush you with his army. Well, this is the ant talking. So how the Muslim they say every word in the Quran is from Allah? Did the ant say that or Allah saying that? So Muslims in general, they are very silly in their understanding of what is the word of Allah mean. Because either you say everything there is Allah speaking, or you say the ant is talking, shaitan is talking, the chicken is talking, because this is what the Quran is saying. So, and the funny, Muhammad, he claimed that Allah told him that nobody can make Quran like the Quran. And then we find the ant making Quran. And then we find the hudhud making Quran. Here we go. And this is Suleiman making Quran.
At the end of the day, we all believe in the same God.
No, we don't.
But
No, we don't.
but
No,
if you want to say the Bible has changed, fine. But also the possibility exists that the Quran has been changed
no,
too.
my friend.
But
First of
we
all,
have to come back. We have to come back to the common ground.
no, we don't have
The
common ground.
common ground.
We don't have any. We don't have any. See, Muhammad is a thief. He is stealing stories from other books, trying to make a book Obviously, this is a stupid story. Muhammad, he stole from the Jews. There's a book you can download for free. It's an old book. It's called The Legion of the Jews. Go download it for free. It says the story. This is a Jewish story. They tell it to their kids. Legend. Suleiman, he was walking in the valley, and then he saw an ant, and he put it in his hand, and the ant, she spoke. This is a Jewish stupid story. Have nothing to do with Bible. Have nothing to do with God. The guy, he took it. He put it in his Quran. And then Suleiman, he have a flying carpet. And he can put 600,000 shares on it. And his army is all the way from here until Iraq, and it's the 3,000 mile long. And his army have a 3 brigade. One is genie, one is a human, one is a chicken or birds.
That's from the story, you mean?
It's in the Quran, chapter 27, verse 17.
Yeah, but all those
all those stories all those stories are the fictions of the Jews, legions of the Jews. Those stories, they tell them to their kids. So the dummy Muhammad, he took it, he put it in his book, claimed that Allah is the one who's telling him the story. And then this Suleiman, he have a flying carpet.
Is that true?
All the stories are kids. Can't you tell
like
this is a cartoon?
like those like what you find in? Are you telling me the truth that what's in the Quran is also in that book that you mentioned, Legions of the Jews?
You can search it to yourself and you can read it, my friend. You can download it. It's called Legion of the Jews.
Okay, so I mean, this is
and you can download it for free. You know?
I got you. I got you.
And the Jews have many. The Jews have many legions, and Muhammad, he copied from them everything they say. Muhammad, he is an idiot. Whatever the Jews they say, he think that they are telling him the truth, and he fell into their trap. As an example,
were they lying to him?
Obviously, they were making fun of him. As an example, they asked Muhammad about Alexander the Great, Zulqarnain. Muhammad, he added to the Quran. He claimed Allah told me. When they came to him, he did not give them an answer. He told them, "Oh, give me some time to, like Allah will tell me." And then Jibril came to him and he told him, "Who is Zulqarnain?" And then he found that the sun set in murky water, and he found the sun rise in the place, and then he found the people of Gog and Magog. But the Jews are just making fun of him. They don't believe that Alexander the Great is a prophet. So they came to him. They said, "This is why the Quran says." They are asking you about Zulqarnain. It was not voluntarily. It's not what it wasn't Muhammad volunteering to explain. It was a question. So they are asking you about Zulqarnain. Tell them, I will tell you something about him.
They ask you concerning Zulqarnain.
Exactly.
يسألونك عن ذُوالقرنين.
Exactly. So they are asking you. Now we will give you the answer. So this is the question of who? Of the Jews. Making fun of him. They came to him. It's like, now you don't know anything about Christianity. Like once, I have a person who called me. He says, "I am an ex-Christian." I said, "Okay." And I became a Muslim. I said, "Okay." And he said, "I know, the Bible very well." I said, "Okay, as long as you know the Bible very well, can you tell me about anything from the book of Jophantos? From the book of Jophantos, the Bible of Jophantos?"
What is that?
I don't know. I just made up the name. He agreed that there's a book, it's called the Book of Jophantos, and he knew it. He said, "Okay, tell me a verse."
I never heard of that.
I never heard of it too. I just, But anyway, I just made the name to show everybody that he's a fraud. He's lying. He's not an ex-Christian. Ex-Christian will say to me, "There's no such a book. What this book is about?" And here we go, Muhammad. They come to him. He claimed to be a prophet. He said to him, "Tell us about Zulqarnain, the prophet of Allah." Muhammad, prophet of Allah, Zulqarnain. Okay, well, okay, Allah will tell me. And later, okay, Muhammad, he got the answer from Allah. And now we get the story that this is a story written by a person from Syria. His name is Yaqub. It's a fiction story about Zulqarnain. Actually, he called him Zulqarnain, the man with the 2 horns, because the Roman, they wear the hat, So the man with the 2 horns who established for him in the earth. And then he kept going until he found where the sun set. This is in the story. He found the sun set in a spring of murky boiling water. And then the Muslims, they try to fix it. They say, "Oh, it appeared to Zulqarnain like when the sun set in the ocean." My friend, there's no ocean. It says a spring. The ocean is not a spring. So they try to fix it, they make it more blind. And it appeared to him, CP, that the sun, it's not Allah saying that, CP. The sun appear in the perspective of Zulkarnain, CP. But the verse is so clear. It says, until he reached the sitting place of the sun. He found it sitting. He found it. No. Found it mean he have his perspective. It says found it. Allah telling us what he found. Allah is lying too? If the find is lie or fake, why Allah saying to us the fake? And why he did not say this is wrong? He's telling us, he's not making a comment saying that this is false. So he found it sitting in a spring of murky water. Allah confirming the find. He is not saying this is wrong. He is not saying this is not true. He is not saying this is appearance. He is saying nothing about it except he found it. Then the Muslim tried to fix it. So all those stories are proving Muhammad to be a fraud. He copies stories and he put them in the book, claiming those are coming from God. Actually, chapter 18 and chapter 27 is the best chapters to prove Muhammad to be a fraud.
Chapter 18 and 27?
Chapter 18 and chapter 27 is the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out. I mean, I know you have some good points. It's just I just wanted to understand like who Jesus is really, about everything about him outside of what the Bible says. I wanted to get an understanding of that, so I'll keep looking into it.
Yeah, but my friend, the important is, you see, when you talk to Christians, we argue about if Jesus is God, right?
Yeah, they disagree between each other.
No. We Christian, we believe that Jesus. All of us, we believe Jesus is God. There is no Christian ever exists. They don't believe in Jesus as God. Never. Never so exists.
There was never a time where they just followed him like a prophet.
My friend, God is the first prophet, because all prophecies coming from God. God is the first teacher, because the first teacher is God. God is the first person to do miracle, because all miracles come from God. God is the first master, for all he is the master of the world. So all those, they belong to God. A prophet, he don't prophesy. Prophet, he don't prophesy. Prophet, he tell you prophecy of God. God tell the prophecy to the prophet. So the prophet is just a delivery person. So people, they have wrong understanding even for what the prophet is. A prophet is not, he is not the one is even talking. He is just delivering word of God. For I do not know the future, neither you know the future, neither the prophet knew the future. It is God who tell the prophet to tell us about something is going to happen, or a warning, or etc. So God is a prophet, because he's the only one who can prophesy. God is a master, for he's the master of the world. God is a teacher, for he's the one who teaches the whole world. God is everything we have. That's why we call him Almighty. So don't fool yourself with those words, because they don't change anything. So Jesus is a prophet, he's a master, he's a teacher, he's God, because all those belong to God. This is why you see in your Quran.
So then I can't understand when. So if you want to say that, okay. So here's what I got under. So Jesus went back to heaven, and he's with God, or he is like. So it's just God sending his self down as a man, but then the body is gone, but it's just God, right?
Okay.
Is what you believe.
I will explain to you.
Or it's Jesus and God as two things together. That's what I can't understand.
We don't believe in 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, 5 things. God is not things, God is God.
Whatever.
No, it's not
2 entities, whatever it is.
Okay, so let's make it simple. I will give you an example, but it's not really about God. It's about a physical thing. Because some people, they are like Taliban, They will say, oh, Christian Prince is making God like an idolist, like he make him physical, But I will give it to you so you can understand better. When you look at the sun in the sky, what do you see? You see a star, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But do you feel the heat of the sun?
I mean, yeah. To a
Okay.
certain extent,
What
whatever
is certain?
we get.
A sun can burn you. What are your first?
Yeah, yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, we feel it. We feel it.
All
Yeah.
right. And do you see the light of the sun?
Yes.
Okay. But isn't it the sun? Light is the sun, and the light of the sun is the sun, and the heat of the sun is the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But the sun is there. The light is here. The heat is with me. How that can be? So if the sun can do that, and it is an object created by God, can God be the Father which is in heaven? The Son, which is the light of the Father, come to us, the Word of God, and the heat, which is the Holy Spirit, which is going to warm
Yeah,
our
it's
life
it's
by
I
belief.
did see somebody make a good point. If somebody says that God is all powerful, then why can't he do anything that he wants to do, including,
Well, here
whatever.
we go. We give you a proof that the God who made the sun, if the sun can do that, which is created by his own, why he cannot be that? Why he cannot be there and here and with us in the same time? Why he cannot be exist with us in spirit, which means invisible? Why he cannot be with us visible? And why he cannot be in the other place in the same time? He can. So either we believe that God is almighty, and the second you can say he is almighty, which means everything he can do, or then we should not accept him to be God. The God who cannot be what he is or he want to be, then he cannot be God. So when we question how God he can be this way, actually we are questioning that we are not believing in God actually, because why you call him God then if he cannot be that? You know, that is even silly. It's stupid even to say such a thing, because the second I believe in the word God, I say there's God, and then I say if I'm an atheist and then I say how that can be, then that make more sense because he's an atheist. He don't believe in God anyway. So it's a question how
Look,
is
at the end of the day, CP, I do know that there's a possibility of at least one person I know that watches you that could hear me on here. So that's the reason why I don't want to keep going right now. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna have to end it here for tonight. All right?
okay. Well, I believe from my heart that you are getting closer to accept Christ, and I'm happy for you.
Right. But I know that there's at least one person that could potentially hear me, so I just
All
need
right.
to stop. Okay?
Okay. All
Thank you.
right, my friend.
All
Take
right.
care. Take
All
care.
right. Bye.
And actually, our friend Jihad here is the proof that Jesus is God. This guy, he was so angry from me. Was, you know. But isn't it amazing? They oppose you. They get angry from you, but in their heart, they notice that this is what he is saying is true. It's in front of us. For how long we can deny it? If I don't believe in the Messiah, then I cannot believe that you called me today and you changed. I cannot believe that. Because this person is always opposing me. He is so upset. He's so angry from me. The last time I hang up on him, I was really upset from him because, he was very, I don't know what he said. I forgot. But look what happened. The denial did not change. It looked like the denial was an appearance, but in his heart, he was listening. And that what make me again believe that the Messiah is the one who show you the truth, not me. Maybe the Messiah is using me to bring you, but it is him who is going to save you, Jihad, not me. So I say, thank you, Lord. I'm so happy. I'm really tired. I spoke to him many hours, and I was really surprised that this conversation happened. Jihad today remind me of a person he used to open a room in a chat room in Paltalk, almost for 3 years, and he's a doctor from England. The name of the chat room every day is different room. Christian Prince is a fraud. Christian Prince is a liar. Don't go to Christian Prince room. Christian Prince room, he is number one liar. I mean, every day he have different title of his chat room where the Muslim gather just to bash me. every day for almost 3 years. And then one day he come to the chat room. We thought it's a fake name. And then he wrote something in the chat. I saw it. But I thought maybe somebody's, sometimes people, they copy name of somebody, try to make it him saying it. So I thought it's somebody fake. There's no way he would say that. Because he was saying, this guy, he's saying the truth. Islam is false. And then people, they start, texting me saying, this is his real. We look at his name. We look at his profile. This is the real person. So I said, okay, well, if you are really what you are, take the microphone and speak. He took the microphone. 3 years, this guy is bashing me. And he's a doctor. And then he come to the conclusion that Islam is a fraud. And the second he announced that he is out of Islam and he accepted the Messiah, the Muslims, they start calling him names. He was fake. He was faking it for all those years. He never been a Muslim. This guy is paid by Christian Prince. They made him Satan himself. So it might be hard, but the mission is not impossible. And this is why I say I want to take calls from Muslims only. So, people who they are, they have questions, they can ask us, they can debate us, they can argue with us, and people can be the judge. What we fear, especially if the person is not filthy, he don't have a filthy mouth, he is just willing to talk and discuss, and he is trying to prove us wrong. What's wrong with that? This is why their sheikhs don't dare to call us, because they knew they are no match, and then they will lose their career, and then they can prove us wrong because everything we say is in front of you in the screen. We never said something coming from our mind. When Jihad was talking to me, one of you, he says, I advise Christian Prince he should study more about Sabbath. My friend, I advise you not to be foolish and go search in Google right now, and you will see Sabbath is a word mean holiday and every day given to the Lord. There's tons of verses in the Bible about it. So don't tell me I advise you to go study. You study. I spend my life here to refute Muslims. And now you are telling me go study? It take you 2 seconds to search in Google and you will find that you are ignorant. One of the meaning of Sabbath is Saturday, but the major meaning is day of the Lord. So any holiday the Jews they have is Sabbath. Any holiday, any day is designated for the Lord is Sabbath. Even if it's Wednesday, even if it's Tuesday, even if it's Friday, even if it's Sunday, it is Sabbath. And actually, you see, I don't get upset from somebody who's a Muslim, he's ignorant about our belief. But what makes me more upset is a bunch of kids who they come here and suddenly they became the scholars. When they can refute themselves in 2 seconds searching in Google, just search it before you open your mouth. We have a Muslim here, he's supposedly smart. Let us show you what he said. And this is an example, by the way, of how people they are, it's like a childless, but it's okay. It is a privilege for us to use the stupid ones in order to educate the smart one. And this is an example. Please show me the Holy Trinity and what is mean when Jesus says, my Father is greater than I. My Father is greater than all. Only the Father is a true God. Here, O Israel, your God is one. Jesus is liar. Well, you are already certified idiot. You see, the word one in the Hebrew is echad. That's why the Bible says the man, he leave his parents and he will marry a woman and they become with her echad. So echad is a unity, is not word mean one person. So you are a stupid fool who do not know what you are quoting. Secondly, when Jesus, he says, my Father is greater than me. I mean, how stupid you are to think that a person, he is the Son, he will say that the Son is greater than the Father. Did you ask yourself why he called him the Father, you idiot? Because the Son, he approved the authority of his Father. When I say my Father, obviously my Father is greater than I. Otherwise, why I call him Father? I will call him brother. And when Jesus speak about why he is great, he speak about for God he humbled himself. He took the image of a man. So God he humbled himself, and now Jesus he announcing what you see in front of you is the humble image of the glorious God. So my Father is greater than I. And then when he says, my Father then greater than, I mean, he's just making blah, blah, blah. But just Jesus, he just said, my Father again. And you say to me, what is the Trinity? Each time Jesus, he said, my Father, he is saying, I am the Son. Show me the Trinity. In the same time, potato. When Jesus, he asked the Jews, what say you of Christ? They said he is a son of David. He said, well, if he is a son of David, then how David called him my God? Say it to my God, my Lord. Say it to my Lord. So even the Old Testament prove you stupid, idiot. And again, if you go from the first verses in the book of Genesis, you will see that God and his Spirit. And then you will find that Isaiah speaking about the birth of the Messiah. He will be called Emmanuel. God is with us. Why the Messiah is going to be called such a name? Because he is God who is with us. People are silly, but sometimes you need a rag to wipe your shoes. And you know, when a person, he says to you, the Bible says, well, God is one. The Bible says God is Echad. Echad is not one number. It's not a number. It's a unity. You are an idiot. You know, the funny is, all those things, they can find it in Prophet Google, peace upon him, in 2 seconds. Just go right now and search in Google, Echad, in the Bible. You will find tons of articles even made by the Jews. Don't listen to the Christians. And you will see Echad is not about one as a number. It's about unity. That's why the man, when he marry a woman, they become Echad, which means they become one as unity, not one as a person. And we find that right away from the first chapter in the Old Testament. If you go to Genesis chapter 2, let me show you some reference so people will laugh at you. But anyway, as we said, we need those people so we can, you know, they give us opportunity to get them busted. At the same time, the Christians will learn, which is good. All those who oppose Christ, they end supporting Christ without knowing. This is Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. And this is where the word Echad. This is Echad, do you see it? And you can use any translation you want. You can use Jewish Hebrew. whatever you want. So you're an idiot. Anything else? Mr. Kanta Kos, by the way, Kanta Kos is a bad word in Arabic. He's saying, I thought Christian Prince is a legend. How come he have 1,000 view? My friend, your prophet, he have 70 after more than 12 years, claiming to be a prophet. I have more than 1,000 going live online. And I am not a prophet. Like supposedly now he is putting me down. Like he have only 1,000. When Zakir Naik he go online, he have less than 400. Go watch. Go watch and laugh. I don't have a million subscriber. I don't. And what's wrong with 1,000? I'm willing to be here even if there's 10 people. Who care? Jesus, my Lord, he have a 12 disciple. He's my Lord. I'm not worthy of touching his feet. So 1,000 view. Thank you, Lord. Lord, you know, I'm grateful for the Lord for sending all those people. And as you see, Muslims are leaving Islam, calling us leaving Islam. You are angry, you're upset. It's okay. No problem. Take it easy. You know, not to forget, Muhammad, he says, Islam start as a small, tiny, and Islam will end as a small, tiny. And not only that, he said Islam will go back to its hole like a snake. Do you guys have the hadith? Who of you did save the hadith? Who of you did save the hadith? What is the meaning of 6 kalimat? Well, you know, the 6 kalimat simply is like they're saying the shahada, they say the kalima at-tayyiba, the shahada. You know, I mean, it's a verses from the Quran. There's videos in YouTube about it. Muhammad, he compared Islam to a snake. He said, Islam will go back to its hole, to its own hole, like a snake, going back to its hole. Anyway, do we have any Muhammadan? What is the best way to speak to a Muslim? They like to play games, disrespected, and we show them reference, they get all defensive. So what? You see, first of all, don't speak about anything unless you have education. Don't be like a fool who jump into a fight, but he's not ready for the fight. You know what I mean? You have to be educated in either topic, the Bible or in Islam. Otherwise, you know, they will make fun of you. But if you are armed with knowledge, how they can make fun of you? They can start to make mockery. But if you are a person who is very well equipped with reference, you will flip the table on them and the mockery will be to them. Verily, Islam started as something strange and it would again revert. Of being strange as it is started, it would recede between the two mosques, just as a serpent crawls back into its hole. And this is Sahih Hadith. Islam was small. Islam will end small. Who said that? Muhammad. And we are working in it. And if you are a Muslim and you say it's not true, that means you just admitted Muhammad is a fraud. Choose one. Which one you accept? Either you accept what Muhammad said to be the truth, or you say, oh, he is lying. Either way, we are winners. So choose one. Even Muhammad in different hadith, he described that the faith of Islam is the same as a snake. And I find it very strange that a person who claims that he is a prophet of God, he described his faith as a snake. I find it very strange. Can you talk about mean? I don't know what they mean. Can you pause the word for me in Arabic? You know, when some people, they try to resemble an Arabic word in English, for me as an Arab, I don't know. It makes no sense. Do you mean Ameen as like when you pray? At the end you say Ameen? I'm not sure what that means. Do we have any Abdul when I leave Islam, when I call us? Even though I'm tired, I'm so happy I heard today Mr. Jihad. No, the sixth kalima is Islamic because the shahada is of the sixth kalima. This guy is stupid. He don't know. This guy is just a kid. He do not know what he's talking about. This is the reverse of all six kalima in the declaration and the declaration of faith. So when this guy, he said this is not Islamic, that means shahada is not Islamic. Believing in the prophet and messengers is not Islamic. I mean, this guy, he's a kid. He say whatever he want. But you can search it. People will see. This is very well known. How in the world this guy, he's saying this is not Islamic? Very stupid. I mean, when you are a kid, you can say whatever you want. And you know, the funny thing about Muhammadan, as an example, if I say something and the Muslim, they don't like it, the Muslim, they make tons of videos about Christian Prince lying, but when their brother is saying something stupid, they don't make a video to refute him, unless it's very hurting, like what Yasser Qadi, he said. That we have holes in the narrative. You know? Do we have holes in the narrative? They get so upset. How you say that? Especially it came by questioning him. It was them. The Muslim, they brought this sheikh. They insist to get the answer from the sheikh because he is teaching them supposedly. And then the student, they make a revolution against the sheikh, the master, because he told them something they were not expecting him to say. How you become a winner when you become idolatrous? But that's very funny, actually. Well, you are the one who kissed black stones, not us. And you are the one who believe that if you kiss a stones and touch a stones, it erases your sin. And you are the one who pray in the direction of stones and you bow down in front of the stones. And then you say idolaters? That's, you know, this is one of the things about Muslims. They speak too much about honor, but they got none. They do muta, and they say we are very conservative. The Prophet, he ordered their women to give their boobs to strangers, and this was a verse in the Quran, and say we cover our women with burqa. So you cover your wife with burqa, but your wife, she have to give her breast to me? What? Islam is religion of modesty, but if you divorce your wife 3 times, you have to hire a guy to F her, so she can come back to you. A lot of modesty. You can say whatever you want, but the truth is that it is you who have black stones. It's you who pray in direction of stones. It's you who kiss them. Anyway, You know, if anyone is coming here to troll, we will block you. So you want to be an adult, you want to speak as an adult, you're welcome. But if you are just a troll, you know, we can just block you, and you know, you can deal with it. You will be upset then, right? Um, anyway, I think we have enough for today. I'm so happy for our friend Jihad. I'm losing my voice. I think you can tell. It's almost gone. Please download the video, you know, share it with your friends. As you know, I don't keep videos on my channel. And in the beginning, I stopped the chat because we don't want the chatters to be here. That's why we have less number from the usual number, because there's many people, they come just to chat. I don't care really for the chatters. I care for people who they are coming here to learn. As simple as that. And as you see, Islam is not a religion to debate. It's funny, it's stupid. You cannot debate stupid thing. Just put the stupid thing in the table and people will crack down. If you remember, when Muhammad Amimi Hijab, he made an interview with this guy from Canada, he did sing the Quran for him. The guy, he asked him, I don't understand why you did that. He said, well, we Muslims, we believe if this Quran, you know, the Quran, if you recite the Quran, that have a special impact or a special effect. So, Mimi Hijab, by doing such a stupid behavior, he proved again the Quran to be stupid. Why? Because the chapter he was quoting, it was this one. And he was reading for him the verses after it. He did not tell him, oh, because the Quran says, if I recite those verses to you, even if you are a mountain, you will collapse. Had we sent down this Quran on a mountain, verily, this mountain will collapse. It will bow down. It will cleave asunder. It will fear Allah. With their foolishness, they prove Islam to be false. So now we recite for him the verses, and the guy, he did not cry except in Islam. But the verses is so clear. If we send those verses down, anything of the Quran, anything, brother, even if we send it down in a mountain, brother, the mountain will collapse. So we sing the Quran for this guy. It doesn't work. And the guy was looking, what is that? And he asked him, why? Why you did that? I don't understand. Why you are singing it? And here, you notice, the God of Islam is stupid. Because if the Quran is saying the truth, then this Quran, anyone hear it, he will collapse. It was a big failure. Compressor. Okay, Compressor, I have an exception for you. Do you like to call me? You want to talk about Isaac being naked? Just to show you that you are stupid. Isaiah was not naked and never was naked. The nakedness for a prophet is him not wearing the clothes of the priest. This is nakedness. So he take off his izar. They have a certain uniform for them, even rabbis. So you are stupid. But as long as you are talking about being naked, how in the word in Isaiah it says he is naked? You're a stupid idiot like your prophet. Let me show you what your prophet, he said. How Allah, he loved to see prophets naked. And then you will say, I don't want to talk about this topic no more. It's okay to be naked prophet. What's wrong with it? So the Jews, they accuse Prophet Moses that his penis is not functioning and he have a sexual disease. Allah, he went to his office and he wanted to prove to the Jews that Moses' testicles are really good. So Allah, he waited for Moses until he went to take a shower in the water, in the sea, in the river, whatever. And then Moses, brother, he put his clothing in the top of the rock. And then when he put his clothes in the rock, Allah, he made the rock run and she stole his clothes. And Moses, he grabbed his stick and he followed the rock and he started screaming, "Stone, oh my garment! Stone, oh my garment!" Until the stone stopped near a big gathering of Israel. And this verse revealed about it. And they saw that Moses have nothing wrong with his testicles. Are you there, Abdul? Are you there? So as long it's funny, it's stupid to see a prophet, he is naked. Well, the Bible nowhere says that he was really naked. The nakedness of a prophet, it says there actually, that he take off the clothes of a prophethood. You are a coward and you are a liar. Here we have a real naked person. And he is forced by Allah to walk naked. Read carefully. Amongst the tradition narrated by Muhammad, Messenger of Allah, on the authority of Abu Hurairah, the father of the cats, that once one of the people of Israel used to take, they used to take bath naked. Look, what the heck? They take bath naked and they look at the private part of each other. Look, what the heck? The Jews, they do that? Moses, peace upon him, he took bath alone. Oh, okay. Privacy. By Allah, he said, nothing forbid Moses to take a bath along with us, except he have a scortal hernia. He, Moses, once went to the bath, and he placed his clothes on a stone, and the stone, brother, moved, and on it his clothes. Moses run after it, saying, "Stone, oh my clothes! Stone, oh my clothes!" Here you notice that Moses is a real Jew. He's not really wondering how in the world the stone is moving. He's worried about his wallet. That is very understood. Like imagine, Moses is not even surprised that the stone is moving. He is just worried about the clothes. It's like, I think at that time it was normal stones, they run away with the clothes. Otherwise, how come he did not surprise, with the stone running? Is it normal at that time to see stone running with the clothes or something? You notice that Moses here is not wondering how in the world this happened. All what he's worried about is his wallet and his credit card. Well, he's a Jew, what you can say. Then Moses ran after it, saying, "Oh, stone! Oh, my clothes, stone! My clothes! Oh, Bani Israel!" And Bani Israel had the chance now to see his private parts. What the heck? Where is the Abdul? Kus? Mr. Kus, are you there? And this is a Sahih Hadith. This is in Al-Bukhari. This is in a Muslim. And my friend, from now on, if you ever go to the beach, never put your clothing on a rock. Never. It is risky. Especially we Middle Eastern, we encounter such a thing always, all the time. But usually, it is not really the stone stain our clothes, it is other Middle Eastern person. But, if Muhammad says so, who dare to say no? Have you ever seen a Muslim questioning this story? How stupid it is? We don't. Who dare? But then they say to you, how Jesus can be God and Son of God in the same time? But the stone running with the clothes and he want to show a private part and the penis of a prophet. It's okay. It makes sense. And when the Muslim, they ask questions about the Old Testament, I have one answer for you, a bunch of Abdul. If the Old Testament is bad for you, as you claim, like the guy, he says, talk about the book of Exodus, chapter 21. So what are you, stupid prophet, he approve it? Huh? As long this book is bad, as long this book is horrible, how in the world your prophet, he asked them to bring the Torah, and he put his hand on it, swearing by it, saying, I believe in thee and the one who sent thee. He did not put his hand over a verse, he put his hand over the Torah. What a bunch of Abdul you are. In the same time, Abdul, as long you are making fun of the book, how come you stupid Quran saying, مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَهُمْ, believing in what they have with them, not was with them. So a bunch of Abduls, they forgot that because Muhammad was a thief, he was trying to convince the Jews and the Christians, he was agreeing with them in anything they say. But then when they refuse, kill them. Takbir. Confirming what is with them. Do you see it, Abdul? So how your stupid book confirm what is with us, and you are coming to question what is with us? Are you questioning the Quran? You are. But because you are ignorant. Obviously, none of you knows what is written in your stupid book. It's too late. It's already confirmed in your book. I do not need even to prove it to you. Do you see it? Confirming what is with us, not what was with us. What is with us? My friend, I love the Chinese. I learned from them a very important sentence by reading books about them. When the Chinese, they said he left as a donkey, he never came back as a horse. I think they meant Muhammad. I believe strongly that it was about Muhammad. You cannot make a donkey a horse. However, my friend, in the Quran you can do that, and I can show you. Your God in the Quran, as an example, he believed that Allah created the mule, which is, I find, very funny. Did Allah really created the mule? Huh. How that can be? And he has created who? Horses, mules, and donkeys. I never heard of such a thing before. Allah created the mule? If there's a kind created by itself, it's called a mule? No. A horse have sex with donkey, they have a mule. Isn't that something? When you say I created the mule, and you are talking about creation, literally, then you created a kind, it's called a mule. But there's no such a thing. Mule simply is a wrong date between the wrong animals. It's a horse fell in love with a donkey. So the one who wrote the Quran here is the mule. Allah created the mule. That's a good one. That's a very good one. No? Anyway, I think we have good time for today. And let us see how many of you will download the video, download, cut it pieces, chop it. I don't like them to be so long, but what we can do. It tends to be a very long night. And it's a good night. Especially we heard today our friend Jihad giving us a good news. So I want to say, guys, thank you for being here. May the Lord bless you all. I pray for our friend Jihad to see and to announce himself, even to himself, not to us. I mean, I understand he have a family, he have people who, you know, maybe he's afraid to be in trouble, etc. We know what Islam is about. But we pray for him, regardless of anything. We pray for all the Muslims to see the truth, and the truth will set them free. But remember one thing, one very important thing. Don't hate the Muslims. hate the lies of Muhammad, hate lies, hate Satan. Muslims are poor people, they've been lied to. They need someone to save them, not someone to hate them. If we hate them, we become like them. We became like Muhammad. If we hate them, we follow evil. We follow Satan. Allah. Don't hate them. For God, He loved the world. He sent His only begotten Son. So He loved the world, and the world is including the Muslims. And then, if they decide not to love Him, well, this is their business. For us, we warn them. We invite them. We try our best to save them from the hellfire it's coming. It's just a matter of time. And the one who says, I don't want your safe heaven, I don't want your Jesus, well, this is his business. The Bible says, when people, they make fun of what you give them, the jewel of God, wipe the dust, their dust, from your sandals, from your shoes. They are not worthy. For us, everyone is worthy until he treat the word of God as if he's treating pigs. Then he is not worthy, and he deserves what will happen to him in the day of judgment. So we pray for the Muslims to see the truth. We pray for our friend Jihad. We pray for his family. We pray that all of them, they will come to Christ. And we pray that the truth will set them free. Thank you. God bless you. I wish you a great night. Already it is 1:22 a.m. for me. Time to go. I apologize. Already almost 6 hours. Thank you.
But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.